Welcome to Montessori Education.
Montessori English Medium School. Admissionlu jaruguchunnami. Montessori English Medium School. Burripalam Road, Tenali. Phone 08644 227 115.
Welcome to 10th class English video channel. In this video, again, as we have been talking about personality development unit 1, we already dealt. I will do it is the one which we are going to deal today. In this reading, C reading, we have a lesson written about a great philanthropist, Mr. Narayana Murthy, and this lesson is written by his own dearest wife Sudha Murthy. And to know about Sudha Murthy, we can open at page number 26. Sudha Murthy, the wife of Narayana Murthy, is an Indian social worker and author. Murthy began her professional career as a computer scientist and engineer. She is the chairperson of the Infosys Foundation. She has founded several orphanages, participated in rural development efforts, supported the movement to provide all Karnataka government schools with computer and literary facilities, and established the Murthy Classical Library of India at Harvard University. Murthy also teaches computer science. She composed a fiction, Doll Associate. The present story is a selection from one of her most successful stories, How I Taught My Grandmother to Read, and other stories. So, after having got the introduction about Sudha Murthy, a well-known Kannadiga writer, wife of Narayana Murthy, let us know about Narayana Murthy, how in spite of all the difficulties, miseries in life, how he became the founder of Infosys. You know about Infosys? Yes. So in this lesson, in today's video, we are going to deal reading C. I will do it. What will I do? Who is I here? Of course, it is Narayana Murthy. What will he do? For that we should know what was he. From his childhood, he came from a very ordinary family, and how he became the founder of Infosys. Of course, please keep it in mind, all these lessons are based on one unit, personality development, and we have seen in the first year reading, attitude is altitude, how Nick Vujicic became great or famous, and other personalities, how they developed their personalities in spite of all these difficulties. In the same way, here we see how Narayana Murthy became the founder and what was his aspirations and ambitions in life. Let us start, page number 23 please. He was short, he was sharp, he was the brightest boy in his class. His seniors used to ask him to solve their difficulties in science. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd, but once you asked him a question related to physics or maths, there was a spark in his eyes. He could grasp theories of science faster than the speed of light. Let us understand this paragraph. He was short and sharp. He was the brightest boy in the class. Then what is wrong with him? Short. Many people compare, I'm short as Amir Khan. I could not grow as tall as Amitabh Bachchan. But he was sharp, His seniors used to ask him to solve their difficulties in science. Not his juniors or classmates, seniors. It means you can imagine how bright he was. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd. Among so many people, he could have gone unnoticed. Reason? First of all, he was short. Short people will not be noticed very fast. But he was sharp. If you ask him any question related to physics or maths, there is spark in his eyes. He could have been, he could go answering the questions regarding maths or physics with the speed of light. And you know, in the class, science class, you might have already heard about the speed of light. Yes. He came from a poor but educated family. Notice this conjunction, but what is speciality of this? We use this conjunction for putting two opposite qualities. He is from poor family but educated. Both the parts of speeches, his speech is same: poor, adjective, educated, adjective, but they are opposite. If it is same, we use the cumulative conjunction and here. Since it is opposite, we use but. So he was poor but from an educated family. His father was a high school teacher and an avid reader. What is avid means? A vast reader of English literature. He, like all the boys in his class, was trying to get admission into some engineering colleges. What was the specialty of engineering colleges those days? Now we have in every nook and cranny of cities or districts or states, we have n number of engineering colleges where yearly they produce so many engineering students who would construct things and collapse the following day. Those days, in total India, we may have a very few countable number of engineering colleges. So those days, especially boys, many girls were not educated or not sent to schools, if at all sent up to middle school, not even to secondary or high school. So boys those days, like any other boys, educated boys or intellectual boys, their ambition those days was to get admission into engineering colleges. The brighter ones wanted to study in the, turn to page number 24, in the Indian Institute of Technology, or we call it IITs. There was an entrance test for IIT. This boy, along with his friends, applied to appear for the test. They did not have any special books or coaching. All these IIT aspirants means aspirants who would like to become something. That's called aspirant. Those who aspire for it, desire for something. They did not have any special books or coaching. Nowadays you have coaching centers everywhere, right? Even if you join intermediate, they already start. There are schools which provide IIT, engineering, medical coachings from 6th class. I wouldn't wonder if at all they start from LKG, UKG, always these coaching centers. Anyhow, forget about that. But those days, no study material, no guide, no coaching center. Nowadays, the first thing you get from the school is study material. You get for all the subjects study material, right? Those days, no study material, no coaching center. All these aspiring students, they would sit together where? The shade of stone mandap close to Chamundi Hills in the sleepy town of Mysore. Sleepy town, please note this word. Sleepy. Why sleepy? Town is sleeping. Snoring into glory. Sleepy in the sense, maybe early hours in the morning or late hours at night. That is a time when there is no much traffic. That is the meaning of this word sleepy town. So all these aspirants along with Mr. Murthy and his friends, all the people, those who would like to appear for IIT or any other engineering, they have to face an entrance test. What test? Entrance test. IIT. So this IIT, Indian Institute of Technology entrance test, they have to clear. And they have to undergo that with a lot of preparation. But there is no preparation from the side of colleges or schools. They should do themselves. So naturally, these students, they have to help each other and they all sit together. Where? On the way to Chamundi Hill, there are stone mandaps are there. Stone mandaps are small mandapam or small closed setup with the two stones for wall and one for the roof. And they sit under the shade. Where? In the sleepy town of Mysore in Karnataka. He was the guide for the others. Though he is junior, he was a guide for others because he was the brightest one. While the others struggled to solve the problems in the question paper, he would smile shyly and solve them in no time. See the speciality? When all the other children, they were struggling to solve some of the all the question papers that appeared for IIT, some practice papers and all that. When those students struggled to clear or complete the question paper, this man, who? Narayana Murthy, just shyly look at the question papers and do it in no time. He sat alone below a tree and dreamed of studying at IIT. So always one dream. In the previous video I told you, if you want to fulfill your dream, you must wake up. But to have a dream, you should sleep. This man, he always dreamt of IIT. So don't consider my previous word, oh, that means he was always sleeping. No. Here dreamt means thought of. Always thought of studying at IIT. It was those days, there was one IIT academy in Madras, so-called present in Chennai, or in Delhi, Bombay. These were the few IIT institutes in India. Now, we have n number, let's forget, not talk about that. It was the ultimate aim for any bright boy at that age. What was the ultimate aim of any bright boy those days? To study in IIT, as it is still today. Today also the same dream people have, but do they work for it? That's a secondary question. He was then only 16 years old, maybe about to clear 10th class or just cleared 10th class. So those days, all the students, especially brighter ones, they all had one dream, that to study in the IIT. And he was around 16 years old. They all together sat under stone mandap on the way to Chamundi Hills in sleepy towns of Mysore. And when they were struggling to solve that, he used to do it very easily. He sat alone, dreamt of becoming an IITian. Those days, as I told you, it was in Madras. And how old was he? 16 years. The D-Day came. D-Day. D-Day came. What is D-Day? The most important day. What is the most important day for him? Of course, the entrance exam day might be. He came to Bangalore, stayed with some relatives and appeared for the entrance test. He came all the way from Mysore and stayed in Bangalore with some of his relatives, and he prepared for this D-Day examination entrance test. He did very well, but would only say okay when asked. When anybody asks him, hey Narayana Murthy, how was the exam? What do? We just write the exam and say, oh, it was super, extremely good. I did marvelous, wonderful. We use so many vocabulary to impress other people. When the result comes, we are in trouble. Because whatever we say may not be the result. And we say, oh, correction was wrong and this was wrong, that was wrong. Somehow we find again lame excuses. But Narayana Murthy on the other hand, whenever people ask him how was the exam, if he did very well, he would only say, okay. It was the opposite when it came to food. So with the exams, okay means it is implied that he did it very well. With regards to food, this is about exam, okay? With regards to food, what was the answer? See here, opposite. It means, when he said okay, it implied bad. When he said good, it implied okay. Okay means bad. So whenever food is bad, he would say, how was the food? He would say, okay. Okay, whenever it is good food, he would say, what? It was okay. So whenever he said okay, it means food was bad. But he would never say the food was bad. Instead he would say okay. Whenever he did the exams very well, what is the answer? Very well means he would say okay. With regards to food, when food is very bad, he would say okay. What do we do? When food is very bad, or if it is okay, then we say it's very bad. It's very bad, we say worst, we would say. But here in his case, if it is bad, he would not reveal it to anybody. He would say it's okay. And when okay means, or when the food is okay, he would say yes, good. Food is good means okay. And when he said excellent, if the food is good, he would say excellent. Now please understand this. When exams comes, if it is he has written the exam very well, he would say okay, because he would never reveal his internal feeling to anybody that he did extremely well. And when it comes to food, he would say okay, even if the food is bad. And when the food is okay, average, he would say good. And if food is good, he would say excellent, That is the way he used to say with regards to food or with regards to exams. His principle was never to hurt anyone. Very important. Why he used this to say okay for bad, good for okay, or excellent for good with regards to food? He does not want to hurt anyone. If you have food from somebody and say as it is, even if it is bad, if you say bad, they hurt. But he will say okay, nice food. So that was his attitude. I told you, attitude is very, very important. To develop our personality, the first and foremost thing that we need to change in our life is attitude. Attitude is altitude, we have seen, that will take you to a different height. So his principle was never to hurt anyone. The D-Day came, the entrance result came. You know what was the result? He had passed with a high rank. What a delight for any student. He was thrilled. He went to his father who was reading a newspaper. Result came. He ran to his father. Why? Because he wrote the exam very well. That's it. Okay. Right? So definitely his result was an extremely well, very good result. He got a very good result, high rank, and it was naturally a delight for any student. He was thrilled. He ran to his father. What was his father doing? Reading newspaper. Amma, Anna. Anna actually in Telugu may be elder brother, but in Kannada it means daddy. I have passed the exam. So with an extreme enthusiasm, happiness, thrill, he ran to his daddy and said, Daddy, I have passed the exam. Well done, my boy. I want to join IIT. His father stopped reading the newspaper. He lifted his head, looked at the boy and said with a heavy voice, My son, you are a bright boy. You know our financial position. I have 5 daughters to be married. I have 5 daughters to be married off and 3 sons to educate. I am a salaried person. I cannot afford your expenses at IIT. You can stay in Mysore and study as much as you want. So he went to his father and said, Anna, I have passed the exam with a high rank. If you say that to your daddy, what would be the result? Immediately they organize, they arrange a dinner for you, for your relatives and friends and all that. They celebrate, right? Here, this man did not even raise his eyes from the newspaper. He simply said, yes, well done, my boy. So, immediately his next statement, Anna, I want to join IIT. What is the problem? IIT is not in Mysore or Bangalore. Bangalore, IIT entrance exam. IIT institutes are where? In Chennai, right? Chennai, previous Madras. So he said, I want to join in IIT. At that time, his father raised and looked at his son. What is this fellow talking? He finished, he lifted his head, looked at the boy and said, with a heavy voice, why do you think the voice was very heavy? Because that is beyond that he could not. So, he said, you are a bright boy. So now what we do is, we take just a break from this video and I just give you a few words for you to complete as your assignment. Maybe you can think of, instead of all these videos we have been doing vocabulary, right? For a variety, let us say here 1 or 2 questions from the comprehensions I give you, and I give you some clue also so that you can write and forward to my WhatsApp number. The question number 1, what is the ultimate aim of a bright student? Not now, those days, of course these days also, and why? Of course, the answer is very clear. The ultimate aim of a bright student of those days and nowadays is to crack IIT entrance exam and get a seat there. Why? Because that is the demand of IIT, right? Indian Institute of Technology. You can answer me this and send to my WhatsApp. And thanks a lot for watching the video.